Now, the manhunt for 5 escapees of Makhanda prison during the early hours of Tuesday morning continues. eNCA police say 2 of 7 inmates have since been rearrested. Let's get an update now from Correctional Services spokesperson Singabakho Nxumalo. Mr. Nxumalo, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA, and good afternoon. Of course, it's been since Monday. It's Friday now. Is it still 2 out of 7 that have been rearrested?
A very good afternoon, and thank you for having us. As a department, you can confirm that we've managed to rearrest 2 of the 7. We are hot on the heels of the other 5. They were spotted at some point, but they disappeared into a very thin bush. But our officials are working with other law enforcement agencies, are doing everything possible to find them. At least we know about their whereabouts, and the search is on. We will not rest up until we find all of them and bring them back into custody.
Now, the one that you rearrested in Bloemfontein on Monday was hit by a truck, I believe, on the highway, and he was in hospital under police guard. How's that situation going so far?
He's being monitored. He's under police guard. The moment he is stable and ready to travel, we'll then take him back to the Eastern Cape. But as a department, we're leaving nothing to chance. We want to make sure that we're able to bring him back to face, the full might of the law. In a very healthy state, hence it's important that he gets stabilized. And the other 5 as well will not rest. And it's important that we remove them from society, as we consider them to be extremely dangerous. Hence, as a department, we're saying, let us fight with whatever that we have so that we can remove these people. There's a reason why, even at the first place, they were removed from our communities.
And of course, now their sentences will obviously be extended because it is a crime to run away from prison. But give me your response as Correctional Services to the Police and Prison Workers Union Pop Crew, saying that they believe that this happened on Monday morning because of a shortage of staff. They're saying that only one Correctional Services official was patrolling that morning.
It is unfortunate that some will use cases of this nature to find expression, to find prominence. It's pure opportunism, not based on facts or anything. You have 7 people, extremely dangerous, who undertook a particular operation, tampered with the structure, and managed to escape. The investigation has to assist us in terms of bringing to the fore what tools did they use to cut off those bars, and how long did it take them? And the role ought to have been played by various officials in that particular space. As a department, we don't want to speculate. Let us await for that particular investigation. But what we cannot accept is people finding now an opportunity to say whatever they want to say, not based on facts. I mean, it's quite ridiculous that people can say only one official was looking after such a big number of inmates. I think some media houses as well must exercise caution rather than just taking things that people will say out of excitement, because I think as a country we must be concerned that 7 people are out on the loose. Hence, we're doing whatever it takes to get them back. But we will not take it kindly when people see an opportunity, perhaps, to gain some prominence.
And on Tuesday, Mr. Nxumalo, you described, for instance, what was seen at that particular prison where these 7 escapees actually made their escape. You spoke about steel bars having been cut and how it seemed like they had the time to plan for this, etc. And you said that there'd be an investigation by Correctional Services to also see whether it was an inside job or someone inside assisted. Can you share with us maybe the timeline, maybe as to when you're expecting a report on that investigation?
Okay. How it works is that you will get what we call the first report being a preliminary one, where to say what happened, how did it happen, who was involved. From there, you then go into a full-scale investigation. And the areas of interest here are, one, the tools that the 7 used. the time frame, and the role ought to have been played by different people in that particular space. To us, what remains of critical importance that the bars that we use are no ordinary bars that you'll find anywhere.
Yes.
They even have mesh inside. They are specifically designed in a way that it's impossible for one just to cut them through using whatever that they may find. Hence, then we need to know what type of tools did they use. How did those tools manage to find their way inside our center, and the whole thing, how they managed to assemble it. It doesn't give us a bit of an opportunity when we have arrested some of them, because now they have to tell us how did they put together this operation, because it will even assist us moving forward so that we can curb similar things from happening. If it means that we need to relook in terms of the material that we use in our facilities, we will do that. But this investigation is important. Hence, we wouldn't want people to deviate us from that and use this as an opportunity to gain some media mileage. For us, we need to know what happened, how did it happen, and how best can we prevent such things from happening in future.
And lastly, Mr. Nxumalo, without breaching any security or any investigation in terms of finding the 5 that are still at large, you said they were spotted somewhere, and I just want to give you the opportunity for those viewers who might be in that area, just to give you an opportunity to communicate how they need to be careful and not approach that type of stuff. But of course, this is if it doesn't breach any of your investigations.
Yes, what we've done is that we're working closely with other law enforcement agencies and the communities surrounding areas where we're following leads. We have distributed the images of all 7 so that when people see them, they're able then to report to the nearest police station. But we don't want people to initiate what we call a community arrest, because these people are dangerous. And where we manage to locate them or we get those leads, we move into that space. Hence, then it becomes precarious for us to share such information, where even making an appeal to some of media houses who are eager to say, tell us, to say, yes, we do provide updates, but we wouldn't want to do it in an irresponsible way to an extent that it is self-defeating, because the lists that we're following are quite strong. And the updates that we provide will then assist to bring everyone in terms of knowing what is exactly happening. But when the communities in areas where the 5 have been spotted are well aware of that, and wouldn't want to make that known publicly, because that may even push them to deviate or engage in other tactics. So as a department, we're working quite well with SAPS and other agencies, private security companies. Our mission is one: let us get all of them back into custody.
All right. Well, good luck with that, and thank you so much for speaking to us. Correctional Services Spokesperson Singabakho Nxumalo.